Salut Français 4, this is the moment you have been waiting for. Les filles deviennent femmes, les garçons deviennent hommes. We are going to talk about the subjunctif. It's probably one of the most complicated grammar topics we will do, and this video is probably going to be kind of long, so take it in stages, pause, come back as you have time or as your hand cramps are able. Alright, let's get moving. So the first thing you got to understand is that when we talk about a verb, it actually has 5 different aspects or 5 different parts of it that we can describe. We can describe the person, first, second, or third. So am I speaking? Are you talking? Are we talking about somebody else? There will also be number. Is the subject singular or plural? Voice is passive or active. Your English teacher probably tells you to avoid passive voice. I saw something. If you can end this statement with by zombies, then it's passive. For example, I was attacked by zombies. That's passive voice. The next one is tense, which is present, past, future, and we are familiar with all of these. But the one that we're not familiar with is mood. Okay, here are some moods that are listed: indicative, imperative, interrogative, conditional, and subjunctive. Indicative, this is an important word to know. It just means what we would normally be speaking. I'm using the indicative mood right now. Imperative, these are our commands. Interrogative asks questions. The conditional is translated as would, what would you do? And the subjunctive, we're going to see what this mood entails. The subjunctive en français is used for a variety of situations that involve necessity, doubt, uncertainty, possibility, wishing, and feelings. All right, so we have a nice little acronym for you to remember the situations. Oh, don't forget emotion. That's kind of feelings too. All right, we will find the subjunctive in a dependent clause, which means it's not the main clause of a sentence. In French, it's always after the word que, meaning that, and you'll see as we go along. So let's talk first about how we form the subjunctive. This stem is the il or el plural form. This is unusual. We have no other verbs that are using this as the stem. So we take off the ent, and here are our endings. E, es, e. Sounds familiar, right? ions, iez, ent. So not only does the subjunctive have a strange stem that we're not used to, the il or el form, but the endings are also kind of bizarre. E, es, e, and ent, these are like our er verb endings in the present tense. And then the ion and the ea we recognize from the conditional and the imperfect. So I know that's pretty bizarre, but that's the first fun, exciting thing about the subjunctive is how to form it. And the way we translate in English has so many different forms. It could be the present, conditional, infinitive, or future, and I'll show you. Here's the statement. Il faut que vous regardiez ce film. So it is necessary that you watch this movie. You should watch this movie. It's necessary to watch this movie. You'll have to watch this movie. So you can kind of see here, this is the present tense. Here, this is almost the conditional. Here's our infinitive. This is almost a future situation. So it has a lot of different translations into English, which makes it a little bit harder to recognize. So make a sentence using il faut que, which is our most basic of expression that uses the subjunctive, and these verbs. So pause here, give this a shot, and I will put the answers up. No, you really need to pause the movie. Did you? Okay, I know it's just a video, but pause it. All right, here are your answers. Il faut qu'elle nourrisse whatever she is that she's feeding. Il faut qu'il chante. Il faut que je mette. Il faut que tu sortes. Il faut qu'elle finisse. Il faut que nous vendions. So if we take a look, remember the IR verbs need that extra ISS. If we have an ER verb, they're going to look, this looks like the present tense. Mettre, this guy's totally crazy, irregular. So check out those 2 T's. Same with sort, we're not used to seeing anything like this. Okay, so you really got to take your time, especially when you begin to, go through, find the EL plural form, cross off the ENT, take your time with it. All right, next up, we're going to talk about situations where we need to use the subjunctive. Eventually, we're going to talk about, okay, which do I need? Do I need the indicative? Do I need the subjunctive? All right, and we're going to go through some situations we have to use the subjunctive. And our acronym is WEIRDO. Situations of wishing or willing, emotions or desire. We have a list of impersonal expressions that start with il, like il, faut, que. Requests and recommendations, doubt or denial, or any kind of possibility, and then orders and necessity. If your first verb is falling under one of these categories, then the verb in the dependent clause is going to need the subjunctive. So let's take a look at some keywords. For wishing or willing, and the verb aimer, que, will take the subjunctive. Désirer que, exiger que, préférer que, souhaiter que, vouloir que. All right, and it's really important to remember the subject in the main clause has to be different than the subject in the dependent clause. So for example, I could say, j'aime dormir, I like to sleep. I don't need the subjunctive. But if I said exiger, this verb means to order or demand. So if I said, je exige que tu dormes, right? I demand that you sleep. Notice how I'm the demanding and I'm demanding you to do something. So we have two different subjects. That's how I know I need the subjunctive. So exiger is to demand or require. Souhaiter is to wish. And we should know the other ones. All right, here are a couple examples. Je désire que tu finisses. Oh crap, there should be an S at the end here. Fixed it. All right, here's another example. Nous exigeons que vous ayez un cahier et un stylo. We require that you have a pen and a pencil. You don't know ayez, you don't know it yet, but that is the subjunctive of avoir. All right, here are my emotion words. Craindre que, this is to fear. Avoir peur que is also to fear. S'étonner que, to be stunned or astonished. Regretter que, to regret. S'inquiéter que, to worry. And you can have être in combination with a whole bunch of different adjectives, like to be sad that, or happy that, sad that, happy. Ravi is delighted, surprise, surprised, triste, and any other adjectives that describe emotion. So I am happy that you are here. We would need the subjunctive. Here's a couple more. Ça me surprend que, that surprises me that. Ça m'embête que, that annoys me that. C'est dommage que, it's a shame that. All of these are going to need the subjunctive. Here's a couple examples. Je suis étonné que tu n'aies pas tes devoirs. I am stunned that you do not have your homework. This is avoir. Whew. C'est dommage que vous ne soyez pas là. It's a shame that you are not there. That's être. All right, some impersonal expressions you have to use the subjunctive with. Il faut que, it is necessary that. Il est important que, it is important that. Il est nécessaire que, it's necessary that. Il est essentiel que. Il vaut mieux que, it would be better that. Il est bon que, it is good that. Il est surprenant que, it is surprising that. Il est utile que, it is useless or useful that. Il est indispensable, it is indispensable. It's like necessity. Il est possible or impossible. Either one of those will take the subjunctive. Our expressions for requests and recommendations. Demander que. Demander can mean two things. It can mean to ask or to demand somebody. Suggérer que, to suggest. Il vaut mieux que, we've seen. It would be better if. And recommander que. So we would need the subjunctive following any of these expressions. Here are expressions for doubt, denials, and possibilities. Douter que, that's the word to doubt. Nier que, to deny. Il se peut que, it is possible. This is a synonym for il est possible que. Il est, and what can we fill in the blank with? Well, it is doubtful that. Il est douteux que. Il est impossible que. Il est peu probable. It's like a little likely, so basically it's not likely. Or in the negative, it is not sure that. It is not true that. It is not certain that. It is not clear that. It's not exact that. It's not evident that. Any of these will be followed by the subjunctive. Last one, are your hands ready to fall off yet? Orders and necessities. Commander que, this means to order. Ordonner, also to order somebody to do something. Empêcher, to demand somebody, to tell them to hurry up, to make somebody, to ask somebody to do something. Sorry about that. Empêcher is to stop or to prevent somebody, to try and stop somebody from doing something. Interdire is forbidden, which comes from that word we've seen before, interdit, something that is forbidden. Last thing, we have a couple conjunctions with le subjonctif. These are not crazy essential that you know, but you should be able to recognize. If you see any of these, then you will need the subjunctive. So for example, avant que tu partes, before you leave, téléphone-moi, call me. Je te parle pour que tu puisses comprendre. I'm talking to you so that you can understand. Pour que is a very commonly used one. So this is really the end of the subjunctive for now. We are going to later talk about, well, how do I know if I need the subjunctive or the indicative, and tell the two apart, but I've thrown a lot at you for the moment. We haven't even gotten into the irregular verbs, but hopefully you've at least got these notes and we will start working with them together in class. Au revoir.